Live, but you guys know the drill by now. Gotta let the stream breathe just for a second here and make sure that everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Just make sure also that this stream is public. Incomplete pass, Devon Bailey. It's been a terrible game for the Denver Broncos. They're going to fall to the Los Angeles Chargers. 23-13. Yeah, they haven't lost officially yet, but come on, they have to score twice. Yeah, this game is over. The Broncos are trying to go downfield and make it a little bit more respectable, but this game is done. We got Cruz in the house, we got Kim in the house, we got Danny in the house. Good to see you guys. Bo Nix taking the drop back, fires along the sideline. Ooh, good ball. Good ball. Devon Bailey. Nice ball there. Yep, just like Kim says, got to flush this one, move on to next week. We'll talk about it. There's plenty to talk about. Got to finish this game out, of course. Got a minute and a half left to play. Broncos down by 10. Bo goes underneath and complete. Got Devin in the house. Oh, there's a flag. Oh, Chargers might have just messed up. Chargers might have just messed up. There's a flag late. Oh, okay. Delay a game on the defense. So one of the defensive linemen must have been not letting one of the Broncos players get up. Must have been holding him down, preventing him from getting up. That's usually how a defensive delay a game happens. Still got a lot of shit that has to happen, but still. All right, got a minute and 19, no timeouts left for Denver. At this point, try to get your field goal and then go for the onside kick. Save yourself enough time here. We already got 12 people in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bo can't take a sack. He's got to roll out. Throw it, Bo. Sideline complete. Lucas Kroll. Yeah, Kim. Unfortunately, I don't think that Pat Surtain's going to be able to clear the protocol in time. But if there is a silver lining, Denver will be out their number one corner, but New Orleans will be without their number one receiver. It's the exact same situation for Chris Olave. He's in the concussion protocol, and he's probably not going to clear in time for the game. So, in essence, it kind of washes out. Denver's down their number one corner. New Orleans is down their number one receiver in that game. I think overall the good news for the Broncos out of this is you have a short turnaround. You can flush this out of your system quick. Wouldn't even be surprised if they just burn the tape from this one and don't even watch it. Bo Nix running out of bounds near the 20. All right, well, at bare minimum, it looks like I'm going to have to change the score here. Yep, looks like I'm going to have to change the score on my title. Here comes Will Lutz. This is the first part of it. There's a minute 3 left on the clock, so field goal here and then an onside kick. All right, part 1 is done. The field goal is good. All right, so my title is now officially inaccurate as far as the score is concerned. I'll fix that, but now Broncos have to go for an onside kick. They're going to declare that they're going to do it. The referee's going to announce it. The fact that this is still a one-score game after the way the Broncos started, man, definitely a plus, but overall, Broncos were terrible on third down today defensively. They could not get off the field to save their life. Offensively, kind of got behind from the beginning there. Bo Nix had a high pass that got intercepted. Madden 25 got better graphics than this. Well, unfortunately, it's my phone, so can't really do much about it. Yeah, this one definitely sucked, Maverick. It's not over yet. Broncos still have one last gasp of air. It's all going to lie on this onside kick from Will Lutz. I think Sean Payton played too conservative in the first half. I think, oh, it's out of bounds. And that is going to be that, Broncos country. So, onside kick goes out of bounds. Charger football, where it went out of bounds. This is over, Broncos country. The Denver Broncos officially lose to the Los Angeles Chargers. 23-16 now. Oh wait, there's a flag. Oh, it's the out of bounds. Duh. Oh, there's 2 fouls on the play. Free kick out of bounds. Okay. Illegal formation on the receiving team. Oh shoot! We're gonna review it. Oh, couple of late Chargers penalties. Couple of late Chargers penalties. This isn't over. Got one last shot at this onside kick. So offsetting penalties here. Will Lutz is going to try this again. Broncos already tipped their hand at what they were going to do here from a formation standpoint. All right, here's Lutz. Onside kick, and it goes out of bounds again. Yep, it does. Out of bounds again. Yep, out of bounds again. All right, that's it. Los Angeles Chargers officially take the win. Justin Herbert coming out to take a knee. All right, time to do the walk of shame, Broncos country. Got all my stuff. All right, we're good. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, who's to blame for today's loss? That is the question in the title. I know that the score's incorrect. The Broncos got that field goal after I had already created the stream. But we're going to look at this game just from the beginning of things. Obviously, it started off rough. Bo Nix, high throw, gets intercepted. Broncos give up an ensuing score after that. And once again, for the second game in a row, they go down 10-0. Last week, against a bad Raiders team that shot themselves away. It all started, of course, with that Pat Surtain injury. But after that point, you just felt like the matchup wasn't going to favor the Broncos. Roger says, I think the Riley Moss experiment is over. I don't think so. Did Riley play bad today? Yes, he did. But he also had to step into a really tough spot there with Pat Surtain. Okay, there we go, we're back. From what I saw at various points, it looked like the Broncos moved Jaquan McMillan outside, but then when they came back into nickel, they moved him back inside. You were asking Riley Moss and Levi Wallace to hold up in man coverage, and Riley Moss held up in man coverage fine against the number 2, but against the number 1, that's going to be a really tough ask for him to hold up like that, trying to find the charging station here. Playbook was too limited to start the game, and then when we opened it up, it was too little too late. I think that's definitely a fair assessment, but also at the end of the day, the Broncos wanted to start off aggressive when they got the ball to open the game. They just couldn't execute. Bo Nix trying to throw over the middle on a dig route, threw it too high and it got intercepted. And so any hopes of getting off to a fast start really went out the window. And then your first defensive snap, Pat Surtain goes down. And at that point, you just kind of feel like, okay, any efforts the Broncos could have had to get out to a fast start are probably kaput at this point. Offense couldn't move the ball for 3/4. Their third down percentage was god-awful, on both sides of the ball. They struggled really to convert third downs until the end of the game, and then they couldn't get off the field defensively on third down to save their life. I don't know what their defensive third down percentage was today, but it was not good. Bo was accurate when the play calling changed. Bo was accurate for the last part of the game. From my count, Bo only missed about two or three throws. I thought Bo was fine. Like, sure, the interception, not great. You also missed an opportunity in a big play. I stepped away to go to the bathroom at that particular play, so I didn't see it exactly, but based on what I saw from the Jumbotron, Bo hit it. I'll have to look at it on film. But those were the only two egregious misses from Bo on the day. Again, your big problem was offensively, you get that early turnover, and then defensively, your third down percentage is so piss poor, you can't get off the field, and it consistently puts your offense in bad situations. It sucks because we see this consistently as a theme with this Broncos team. They take one step forward, and then they take two steps back. And that's another thing too, Broncos fan. They didn't establish the run one. Early on, the runs were mostly ineffective. And then it got to a point where you pretty much had to throw because your run game wasn't going to bring you back into this game. So definitely a frustrating sequence of events there. I still thought that the run game left something to be desired all across the board. Rookie seasons usually suck statistically. They do, but again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Bo sucked today. What's up, man? Buck the Raiders? Yes, sir, buck the Raiders. But before you start riding this one high, too high, Chargers country, remember this. You guys still have, or Justin Herbert still has a losing record to the Denver Broncos. Take the training wheels off the play calling. You know what Bo Nix, what he likes to do, put him in the position to do that. Well, here's the thing. I thought that they did to start the game off. Again, Bo just sailed the ball and it ended up getting intercepted. They were trying to start off aggressive. They were trying to let Bo cook early. Again, it just was a matter of lack of execution. Doesn't matter how good or bad your game plan is when you can't execute it. Rayanne in the house says too many injuries on the offensive line. It did not help matters. The injuries on the offensive line definitely didn't help. That last two-point conversion play, they tried to get Matt Parrott ahead to lead block, and it did not go well. I thought that was a bad play call just to begin with. But obviously, I think Alex Palczewski or even Mike McGlinchey would have made that block. So it would have made you ride on a bad play call, essentially. Trying to find the phone charging station. I know there's one near here. Trayvon Smith was so close to recovering that onside. Yeah. It was my view of it was kind of constricted because I was behind the Broncos sideline, but it looked like it was for sure. Cowboys getting walloped 47-9. Hey, that makes my day feel better. That definitely makes you feel a lot better. Defense lost PS2. Hope he's good. Yeah, me too. Concussions are always tough. Looks like Surtain probably won't be able to clear the protocol in time for Thursday night. But if there is a silver lining, like I said earlier, Chris Olave is also likely to be out with a concussion. Excuse me. So, if there's any good news there, if the Broncos are going to be without their top corner, at least the Saints will be out without their top receiver. This is a game that you got to flush. You got a short week, quick turnaround, you got to flush this. It's frustrating, especially with just the overall lack of execution on both sides of the ball. This was easily the worst day defensively for the Broncos. All starting, of course, with Pat Surtain going down. Get charged up here. As soon as Pat Surtain went down, the Broncos were play the coverage that they wanted to play. They struggled like hell against man coverage, so that was a big-time issue for the Broncos. They struggled like hell, man. They played man coverage, but guys just weren't holding up, especially on like in-breaking routes and crossing routes. And by nature, those are harder to defend when you're in man versus zone. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Broncos country? Vele looked solid. Too bad they couldn't do anything in the first half, or we could have won. Yeah, I mean, sure, this team eventually started to put some stuff together, put some drives together, but it was after they were already down 23-0 and in danger of getting shut out at home for the first time. You like to see the resilience. You like to see the offense not give up and show that fight up until the final whistle, but it's still extremely frustrating when you just can't execute anything. I'm going to try to set this down here so I can take a drink. Okay, yeah, well, that'll work for right now. We got to take a drink of Mountain Dew here, guys. The fumble we had in the fourth quarter made me jump, but as always, we had a penalty. Yeah. Way too many penalties for the Denver Broncos today. David Johnson with the $20. Thank you so much, David. You have been awfully generous today. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Help keep the lights on here on Broncos Syndicate. Helps me be able to attend these games and bring in-person coverage, so I really appreciate that. What do you think we went from? Pathetic to competent in garbage time? And that's what it was. You went from pathetic to competent in garbage time. And again, man, defensively, we can sit here and say, oh, they didn't have Pat Surtain, but Riley Moss didn't execute today in man coverage. And it's against a weaponry core of the Chargers that had issues, and they had injuries in this game. Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston got shaken up in this game. It's frustrating. But just like Rayanne says here, it is one game. This is one game, and the best part about this is the Broncos have a chance to flush it out this week and go down to New Orleans and face a very beatable opponent that gave up a 50-burger to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. So, overall, man, this team has a chance to really right a lot of their wrongs. The problem is they have to not shoot themselves in the foot, and today they did a really good job of shooting themselves in the foot. We'll be facing a backup quarterback, which helps. I didn't really get to see how Rattler played today, so if anybody did see how Rattler played, please let me know. I'll go back and watch that tape a little bit later on. But overall, again, this is a great opportunity to flush this game. He played trash. Okay, so that might help the Broncos. Am I on the southeast side of the stadium? I believe so. I'm not exactly sure where. I'm near the 50-yard line on the east side. I'm near the 50-yard line on the east side. Yeah, I'm right on the 50-yard line here on the east side at the charging station right now. Young Quan, thank you so much. Really appreciate the other $20, man. That is absolutely awesome. Again, guys, really appreciate the donations. It's nowhere near required, obviously, but thank you guys so much. Cool to see you at the game. Indeed, indeed. Now, overall, guys, this is one where you can sit here and point to all the lack of execution. What was the score? It was 23-16. I know my title says 23-13. They kicked that field goal after I'd already went live. I'll change that as soon as I get out of here. But regardless, man, the Broncos started off 23-0. By the time You were getting into that fourth quarter. Just a frustrating way to lose a football game. I still think about just the lack of overall execution on third down on defense. That's my biggest takeaway from the day. And then, obviously, losing the turnover battle. Javonte Williams puts the ball on the carpet. On the opening possession, Bo Nix sails a pass that gets intercepted. And I'm not going to sit here and blame Bo Nix for this game. I thought Bo played pretty well. I thought that he was making some really good throws there in the second half, and he gave the Broncos a chance at the end. Peyton's play calling. Look, I understand why fans are frustrated with the sequencing of the play calling, and I was too, but I actually listened to a Mark Schlereth podcast a couple of weeks ago that really kind of at least makes the play calling make a little bit more sense. A lot of people ask, why do you call that play if you're a play caller if you know it's not worth a crap? If you know that that play is only going to net you 2-3 yards? The real answer to that is it's all of the action, the play action, the run action that you can run off of it. The problem is the Broncos have not been able to execute. The play calling, I feel like some of the sequencing of the plays, some of the sequencing of the runs, that might be an issue, but overall, it's more of a lack of execution on the offensive side of the ball. Receivers not getting open in this game. I was watching the receivers, and Bo had nowhere to throw the ball. Nobody was getting open. We got Deadpool in the house saying, "Go Chargers." We got Real in Them saying, "Bolt Gang." Bo Nix played really well. He's got a bright future. Go Broncos. Or go Bolts. Thanks. I appreciate that. I think Broncos country really does appreciate those words of assurance. But at the end of the day, man, if your defense can't execute on third down, it doesn't help that you don't have your best player. But if your defense can't execute on third down, then you're not going to win. Chargers defense is a serious defense. I will also make a comment on this. The Chargers schematically run the exact same defensive scheme as the Seattle Seahawks. Bo Nix really struggled against that scheme in week 1. I thought that he looked a lot better on this scheme in year 2. No one on offense helped out Bo Nix hardly. Definitely would agree with that. The receiving play was bad. The offensive line wasn't great today. Third down percentage was pitiful. Does anybody have an exact number on like the offensive and defensive third down percentages? Because I could tell you on both sides of the ball, it was god awful. Late start, at least it wasn't a blowout for sure, but there's definitely a lot that you have to look at from this game and do a lot of self-reflecting and a lot of finger pointing at yourself, because there's a lot of things that you have to do in order to have better execution. Why can't our receivers get separation? Some of it's route running, some of it's just will, quite frankly, just not having that I'm gonna run through a fucker's face mentality. And just like Robert says here, I think we could really use A.T. Perry, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if A.T. Perry were indeed part of the roster next week. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he were indeed active. 3 for 11 on offense and 11 for 18 on defense. Okay, so defensively, it's actually a little bit better than I thought, but offensively, 3 for 11, that is really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah. Hey, I never run a route in my life. That is 100% facts. I played a little bit of Pee Wee football. I played on the line, but no, you're 100% right. I have never run a route in my life. Definitely need a tight end. Yeah, definitely would say that. I think that right now the tight end room is easily the worst in the NFL. Another quiet day from the tight end room. You've got to make an addition there. I think that the Broncos need to maybe inquire about David Njoku. Of course running routes is hard. It's one of the most intricate parts of the game. But at the end of the day, if you don't have guys who can execute at that position, then you're not going to get far. Lucas Kroll needs to work with the jugs machine. The entire tight end room needs to work with the jugs machine, quite frankly. All right, Broncos country, we're going to start wrapping this up. I'm going to get the press conference recorded and put them out here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be doing more videos as soon as we get home from the game. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to leave a like on this stream as well as subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.